bless Nigeria, God bless Africa, and God bless the rest of the world. May we be seated. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we will be listening to inspiring stories of impact from 4 Tony Elumelu entrepreneurs from across the continent.
Hello everyone, my name is Rita Idehai. I'm a 2017 TEF grantee and the founder of COHORT, one of Nigeria's leading waste technology companies. In 2017, when I applied for the TEF grants, my business was basically an idea. In fact, it was in applying for this grant that I created the first ever business plan for COHORT. Fast forward to 2025, we've raised over 500,000 USD in both business revenue and non-equity funding. We've gone on to build West Africa's first ever reverse vending machine, which is an ATM, but for plastics and beverage can. And beyond this, I've gone on to lead the waste management agency for one of Nigeria's biggest cities, and I currently serve as the president of the Nigeria Recyclers Association. All of this could only have been made possible due to the very early validation I got from the TEF Foundation. So this is me coming back to say a very big thank you to you, sir, and thank you to the TEF Foundation for all the work you're doing for the African continent.
Hi everyone, my name is Tabitha Arison Abimiku. I'm the founder of Virtuous Reusable and Washable Sanitary Pads here in Nigeria. I'm a 2018 TEF grant recipient. So in 2018, I stood at a crossroad between passion and uncertainty. I had an idea, but like most entrepreneurs, I lacked the resources, I didn't have any network, and there was no strategic direction to take this idea into light. And in 2018, Tony Elumelu Foundation happened. I got the seed funding, and to me, it was beyond the seed funding. It was an invitation for me to step into power. From the seed funding, we went and raised additional $50,000 through investment and also grants. We were able to distribute, thank you. We distributed more than 1 million reusable and washable pads across Africa and Nigeria, and we have more than 5 distributors across Nigeria, and we are just getting started. We have moved from a 2-person startup into a multi-award-winning social enterprise that we have now more than 10 full-time staff and also part-time staff. I'm so excited to say thank you today, and from somebody from the north, I want to say now go this to say to the Elumelu Foundation for the opportunity to move my business from just an idea into a multi-award-winning social enterprise. And I tell you, we're just getting started. Thank you.
Bonjour, je suis Ayodele Onyen du Bénin, bénéficiaire de la Fondation Tony Elumelu. Depuis 2019, nous travaillons pour l'éducation financière, l'accès au financement des femmes et l'accès au foncier. En 2019, grâce à son Excellence le Président Patrice Talon, au leadership de Madame Claude Borna à travers Semen City, nous étions ici pour le TEF Forum 2019. Cette présence stratégique nous a permis d'intégrer le marché nigérian et également d'autres marchés internationaux. De 2019 à aujourd'hui, plus de 30 000 femmes impactées, la barre des $2 millions franchie. I want to say thank you to the Tony Elumelu Foundation who invested in me in 2019 and empowered me, what leads to the positive impact in the life of more than 30,000 women. May God bless the Tony Elumelu Foundation. Thank you.
I'm the CEO and founder of Cubonics. We work on assistive technologies for people with disabilities. We develop bionic prosthetics that are certified, that are performant, that are really custom-made, lightweight, and let's say very advanced technologically. So I was a beneficiary of the Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program in 2017. It helped us build our first prototypes and start thinking bigger, as I believe the stars are the hardest part of every venture. Also the classes, the training, and the visibility were really empowering for me, and I'm really grateful for that. So thank you, Mr. Tony, for your support and for the foundation.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are the stories that inspire us at the Tony Elumelu Foundation. Up next, we'll be hearing from two seasoned mentors from our Global Mentor Guild tell us about their experiences.
Good day. My name is Dustin Fransman, based out of Johannesburg, South Africa, and I'm proud to say I am a TEF mentor. As the Societal Impact Lead for Deloitte Africa, I'm exceptionally biased towards these types of programs. However, I have to note that the TEF Entrepreneurship Program is exceptional. Therefore, when asked the question, why did I want to be a mentor, I could come up with a million reasons as to why, but not a single reason as to why not. They say a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. I think the journey of transforming Africa starts with a single life. If we look at what the Entrepreneurship Program has achieved, it's created over 21,000 entrepreneurs who in turn have gone on to create over 1.5 million jobs. The opportunity to be part of that is incredible, and I'm fortunate enough to be one of over 100 Deloitte employees who are joining the 2025 cohort as mentors. I want to say thank you to Tony Elumelu for creating this opportunity and wish all those who are part of the 2025 cohort the best of luck. I look forward to mentoring one of you. Thank you.
Olá, bom dia, boa tarde a todos. Eu chamo Nádia Catrai, sou de Santo Tomé e Príncipe, portanto sou santomense. Sou a fundadora da Catrai Service Unipessoal Limitada, uma empresa que atua no setor da prestação de serviços. Eu também sou mentora da Fundação Tony Elumelu, desde o ano 2020. De lá para cá, eu já acompanhei, orientei e mentorei dezenas de jovens empreendedores, com foco na lusofonia. O meu foco é colocado em empreendedores lusófonos porque eu entendo que muitos de nós da lusofonia temos dificuldades em entender e poder evoluir durante o programa devido à dificuldade linguística. É dessa forma que eu tenho acompanhado empreendedores de Moçambique, Guiné, Cabo Verde, Angola e, obviamente, Santo Tomé e Príncipe. Com muito prazer, ao longo destes anos, tenho partilhado a minha experiência, tenho os orientado como o programa funciona, mas, acima de tudo, tenho também aprendido com os mesmos. Para mim, esse processo tem sido gratificante, mas, acima de tudo, o maior prazer é ver os meus empreendedores crescerem, ver os meus empreendedores darem passos para a frente. Aos empreendedores selecionados para a COHORT 2025, dizer-vos que estão de parabéns. Vocês não foram apenas selecionados para beneficiar de $5.000, não. Vocês foram selecionados para fazer parte da maior e melhor família de empreendedores a nível do continente africano. Boa sorte a todos e bem-aja à Fundação Tony Elumelu por esse programa magnífico que tem mudado vidas de milhares e milhares de jovens e não só, de famílias africanas. Obrigada.
To our mentors globally, we say thank you very much. The foundation acknowledges the support of our partners who have identified the tremendous work that we do in transforming lives of young Africans on the continent. Let's hear some words from them.
My name is Dr. Awele Elumelu, and I am the co-founder of the Tony Elumelu Foundation. It's my pleasure to welcome and celebrate the 2025 cohort of Tony Elumelu entrepreneurs. Every year, we are reminded of the extraordinary ambition, resilience, and potential of the African entrepreneurs, and today is no exception. This impact would not be possible without our Heirs Holdings companies. I extend my deepest appreciation to Transcorp Group PLC, Heirs Energies, and United Capital, who continue to believe in the power of entrepreneurship to transform lives. I also thank Google, the UAE Office of Development Affairs, the Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan Foundation, DEG, for standing with us to scale our impact across the continent. The power of entrepreneurship is evident in the incredible stories of transformation we see every day. Over 1.5 million jobs created, more than $4.2 billion generated in revenue, and millions lifted out of poverty through the businesses we support. Women are leading this transformation. 45% of our entrepreneurs are women, and their success affirms what we have always known. When you empower a woman, you empower a family, a community, and an entire nation. To our latest Tony Elumelu entrepreneurs, you have joined the largest entrepreneurship network on the continent. Your journey will not always be easy, but remember, you are not alone. We believe in you, and we are committed to ensuring that you have the resources, knowledge, and networks to succeed. Congratulations, and I look forward to witnessing your impact. Thank you.
Good day from Cologne, Germany to Abuja, Nigeria. Dear Tony, it's a true privilege for me to join you virtually for the 2025 Tony Elumelu Foundation selection announcement. My heartfelt congratulations to all entrepreneurs selected for this year's program. Your dedication and your entrepreneurial spirit are truly inspiring to me. Tony, I had the privilege to meet with you and your team last December in Lagos, and I could truly see and feel myself how important the work of your foundation is in today's world for Nigeria, but also for the broader African context. We at DG are very proud that we have supported a number of these entrepreneurs in the past programs, and we will continue to do so. We will finance 400 entrepreneurs with access to business management and to trainings in green entrepreneurships in the upcoming phase. By providing access to funding and mentorship, your foundation and its partners are empowering young African entrepreneurs to create jobs, reduce poverty, and work and thrive on inclusive growth in your country. I look very much forward to witnessing the continued success of this work of your foundation. Dear Tony and team, congratulations once again. Looking forward to meet you very, very soon.
A special greeting to Mr. Tony, founder of the Tony Foundation, and to everyone present today. It is an honor to deliver this message on the behalf of the Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan Foundation as we celebrate significant milestone, our inaugural partnership with Tony Foundation. At the Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan Foundation, we are deeply committed to fostering innovation, economic growth, and sustainable development. That's why this collaboration is a milestone, and the Tony Foundation has an outstanding legacy for African youth. We are, as a partnership together, will work together to develop an economic sustainable for African youth in Africa, and we wish good luck for everyone who will participate in our program, inshallah.
To our partners globally, we say thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've been waiting for is almost here. And it is my distinct honor and privilege to invite the Chief Executive Officer of the Tony Elumelu Foundation, Somachi Chris Asoluka.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning again. Distinguished guests, good morning. We are so delighted and honored to have you all with us here in this room. To our thousands of viewers across Africa and beyond, we also say thank you for tuning in. The Tony Elumelu Foundation is the leading philanthropy empowering young African entrepreneurs from across all 54 African countries. Since 2010, when the foundation was launched, we have been entirely focused on democratizing luck and institutionalizing access to economic opportunity for thousands of young Africans. We launched our Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program in 2015, and since then, we have disbursed over $100 million to 21,000 young men and women across all 54 African countries who have collectively created 1.5 million jobs. In revenue, they have collectively generated $4.2 billion in revenue. These entrepreneurs and their businesses demonstrate over and over again that indeed their ideas are the lifeblood of the African continent. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me now to bring to the stage our consultants, EY, who will share their reports on the selection process of the 2025 Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program. Thank you.
Good morning, distinguished guests, members of the TEF board, and viewers joining us from across Africa and beyond. My name is Damilola Aloba. On behalf of EY, it is my honor to present to you the results of the rigorous selection process for the TEF Entrepreneurship Program for 2025. Our selection process was guided by a rigorous evaluation framework, assessing applications across 5 key criteria. The first is business feasibility, market opportunity, financial understanding, business scalability, leadership, and entrepreneurial skills. A highly competitive process was designed to identify and shortlist the most promising entrepreneurs. So this year, we had total applications across the continent of over 200,000. Of these applications, we had a final shortlisted entrepreneurs of 3,000, which forms only the top 1.5% of all the entrepreneurs. Can we give a round of applause? An overview of the shortlisted entrepreneurs comprises a diverse and well-rounded selection across sectors and demographics. In terms of gender distribution, about 40% were female. So we had 40% female representation, while the rest were male. And in terms of age distribution, 79% of shortlisted entrepreneurs are between the ages of 18 and 35. From a sector distribution, we had top 7 industries accounting for 84% of the shortlisted entrepreneurs, agribusiness being the leading sector industry, 34%, creative industry, 11%, green economy, 11%, ICT, 9%, healthcare, 7%, education, 5%, and manufacturing, 4%. The remaining industries represent the 16% of the entire shortlisted entrepreneurs. We recommend entrepreneurs from 52 out of the 54 African countries for selection this year. And this final selection reflects strong Pan-African representation and highlights diversity from these 52 African countries. The shortlisted entrepreneurs reflect strong African representation, highlighting diversity and a well-balanced selection from 52 countries, with the highest representation from the following countries: Nigeria, Kenya, Benin, Uganda, Rwanda, Ghana, Malawi, Zambia, Tanzania, Cameroon, Democratic Republic of Congo, and South Africa. These are the 12 well-represented top countries that represented from the 52 countries. So on this note, and in conclusion, I'd like to present to the board of the TEF 2025 entrepreneurs the list of 3,000 entrepreneurs who form the top of the list this year. And on this note, I want to thank you for the opportunity to work with you on this remarkable journey. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is an extremely special day because whereas on everyone else's birthday, they expect gifts and accolades, on our founder's birthday today, he's committed to funding an additional 3,000 young African entrepreneurs from 52 African countries. That is simply unheard of. It is my deepest privilege and honor now to introduce to our stage our founder, Tony O. Elumelu, CFR, and our co-founder, Dr. Awele Elumelu, OFR.
Distinguished guests, please sit down. Distinguished guests, 22nd of March is a very special day to me as a person. Special because today is my biological age. Date. My biological date of birth. And so call it my birthday. But more importantly, today is the day the Tony Elumelu Foundation has chosen every year to democratize luck across Africa, to share happiness across Africa, to help give economic hope and opportunities to many, our young ones, across Africa. My wife and I, we had a vision. We shared a vision in 2010. We shared a vision of a self-sustaining African continent, a prosperous Africa, powered by the energy, innovation, leadership, and resilience of young African men and women. But my wife and I also know the challenges that these young Africans face in their resilience, in their ambitions, and in their willingness and desire to contribute to the economic transformation of Africa. As an entrepreneur, I understand very well the opportunities that abound in Africa. I understand the entrepreneurship transformative power that our young ones can unleash on the continent. But we know that there are challenges. We also know that if empowered and encouraged, these young Africans can fix the challenges we have across or that we live with in Africa. So we decided to create the Tony Elumelu Foundation that same year, 2010, to help give economic hope and opportunity to these young Africans, to help that next generation of Africa that are seriously challenged, to give them the resources, to give them the training and the guidance that they need to succeed. 15 years into this journey of entrepreneurship and catalyzing of luck and economic prosperity on the continent, we have achieved a bit. But in 20 In 2015, as people with private sector mindset, we know that what gets measured gets done. So we decided to take it one step further, to launch the Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Programme, to set metrics, targets that the world should hold us accountable for. One, we set out to economically empower, to identify 10,000 young Africans. Two, to do so over a period of 10 years. Three, to give each of them a non-refundable capital of $5,000. To train them and to appoint mentors for them. Because we know, also as entrepreneurs, that capital is not everything. Business education is critical, as well as mentorship and leadership and guidance. Fast forward, this year is the 15th year of the setting up of Tony Elumelu Foundation. When we look back, we are humbled by the progress that has been made, by the achievements that have been made, by the impact that has been created, not just in one country, not just in one's family, but across all 54 African countries. You have heard the statistics. We have been able to empower 21,000 young African men and women. Each spend over $100 million. And the good news is these people have helped to lift at least 2 million people out of poverty. This morning, if you go on our website, we released the Tony Elumelu Foundation 2024 Impact Report. In that 2024 Impact Report, you will see everything what has been accomplished. To us, we're excited that we have been able, working with our partners, to lift at least 2 million people directly out of poverty. Because at the Tony Elumelu Foundation, we share common beliefs. One is that poverty anywhere is a threat to all of us everywhere. And two is that no one but us will develop Africa. So what we do at the Tony Elumelu Foundation and the validation from the successes we see and listen to our young entrepreneurs who have just shared their testimony here is inspired, supported, motivated by these accomplishments. So ladies and gentlemen, as we commence the second decade of the Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program, it is my pleasure to identify and commend people who have made this possible. I start with our people, our staff, both past and current, who I say to my friends when they commend me about what the foundation has achieved, that the easiest job is check writing. The most difficult job is actually translating the vision to action and reality and seeing tangible impact. So I want to thank the TEF team. If you see the CEO who came up, Samachi Chris Asoluka, young lady, young African. You see the COO, Hakim, young African, and the rest of the team. I want to thank our mentors. You have been wonderful. Those midnight calls you take, your dedication, the generosity of sharing your knowledge with these young Africans will forever be remembered. Thank you. I want to thank our partners. You listen to some of them, but we have others, because as I said, this journey started so many years ago. Too many to be mentioned, but some stand out. United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, thank you for what you do. Interestingly, United States government, thank you for being part of this. The German GIZ, thank you for your support. The International Red Cross, we appreciate your support. To African Development Bank, thank you. And then to Africa's Global Bank, United Bank for Africa. Finally, let me thank our board, advisory board, and the board of trustees. We have 3 board of trustee members. 1, Alex Trotter, 2, Dr. Lumelu, and 3, myself. So I thank my other 2 trustees, starting from the one next to me here, for being so supportive. They have really dedicated almost everything in making sure that this dream, this vision we shared in 2010 is today yielding even more dividends than we ever anticipated. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2015, when we launched the program, Entrepreneurship Program, the target was to empower 10,000. In 2024, we have empowered over 21,000. But we are keenly and acutely aware of the millions that we have been unable to touch yet. And which is why in my advocacy, in my trips, I keep mobilizing, encouraging the world that in the 21st century, what Africa needs is not aid. What Africa needs is investment. Investment in infrastructure and investment in our young ones. Because truly, the future of Africa lies in the hands of these, our young ones. What we do at the Tony Elumelu Foundation is not out of abundance of wealth. It is a realization, deep realization, that if we don't do this, this is very essential. If we don't do this, we're creating problems for ourselves, the so-called successful people, and our children and children's children. It is in our collective existential interests to identify and support others. So to those who have been unable to reach, the journey of entrepreneurship is one of resilience. We believe, either through the intervention of the Tony Elumelu Foundation and partners, will reach you, or other Africans. What we do at the foundation is to catalyze. Other Africans and friends of Africa will find you in your respective spaces and support you. And so, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is my honor, our honor, to accept the recommendation of Ernst & Young, EY, to unveil for the 2025 Tony Elumelu Foundation 3,000 successful entrepreneurs that will receive $15 million. So, Are you watching? African entrepreneurs, are you watching? So we are going to unveil, and good luck.
Congratulations to the 11th cohort of the Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship. We're very proud of you all, and we're excited to see the great things you will do. But may I just add at this point that to those who were not selected, we say keep your entrepreneurship dreams alive, and we wish you all the very best on your entrepreneurial journeys. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated now. We will take quick photos. We ask all our ambassadors and all representatives of ambassadors, diplomatic community, to please step forward now to take photos with the TEF founder and co-founder.
Photographers, please step down. Photographers, please step down. Photographers, videographers, please step down. Photographers, videographers.
Thank you so much,
much, diplomatic community. You can have your seats, please. Thank you so much, our ambassadors. You may have your seats. You may have your seats.
Okay. Chairman, please. Chairman. Yeah. Please, the CEO of HH Companies, can you join? With UBA Deputy Managing Director. Group Chairman and Dr. Elumelu only. Yeah, please, HH Group Directors and UBA Group Directors too. HH Group Directors and UBA Group Directors. UBA directors, the group. Professor Moyen, please. Thank you so much, sir. Samachi, please take over.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may have your seats. Distinguished guests, thank you once again for attending and participating at the 2025 Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Programme Selection Announcement. The founder and co-founder have committed to taking selfies with every single TEF alum in the room and every single TEF mentor. So as he's walking now, he wants to take selfies with each of you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. We have cocktails waiting for you just outside, right outside. Thank you and have a great weekend ahead. Thank you. See you next year, same date, same time, same venue.